Hi and welcome to another video tutorial on modeling with spreadsheets. Today we're going to learn the autofill function in Excel. Autofill function helps the autofill function helps in understanding patterns or previous data in cells and predict accordingly. So let us understand how the autofill function works using a few examples. Looking at the first example, we are talking about a scheduling process where we have got multiple teams and we have got an arena which we want to allocate to each team on each day. So how we can go about it is we can write the date here. So we write a date here. Now the format of the date can be modified in the home tab under date. You can go ahead and put in the format of your choice. Afterwards, once you see bold plus sign, if you take to the corner of the cell, that is the autofill handler, which helps you hold on to the cell and drag it down. So once you start dragging it down, Excel will automatically fill in the dates in an incremental manner in the cells given below. Now the next thing you want to do is copy this data everywhere. Now what will happen is once you try to do this and copy this data down, Excel will start incrementing numbers automatically. That is Falcons 2.0 became Falcons 2.1, Furious 7 became Furious 8. So this is something that we do not want. So what do we do in such a situation? We select the data, we go to File, we go to Options. Once we go to Options, press the Advanced tab, and under Advanced tab, we click on Editing Custom Lists. Now here we are creating a custom list. Once you do this, this data freezes and only this specific data in the same manner is copied everywhere else. So now that this has already been selected, so it is giving an option of importing from cells. Otherwise, you can also make manual entries over here, but for convenience sake, let's import the data that we have already selected. Now once this has been done, you click OK. Once this function is done, the next time you select this data and drag it down, it is the same data that will get repeated again and again. Moreover, the entire table need not be selected, and if you drag down from a single cell to, it will refer back to the list that you have created and accordingly build the schedule. Hence, the autofill function helps in filling the data in this manner. Let us go to another example for the autofill function. Let us look at an expense monitor. Now, we previously just saw the autofill function populating the lists downwards, but this also works across rows. So, if we write January over here, and if we want it for the rest of the month, then we have to drag the list again towards the right, and automatically your months are filled. Now, for certain expenses, if it is constant, say gas, then what one can do is fill the value and drag it to the right, and the same value is copied completely and there's no incremental value added to it. How Excel will understand patterns, I will be able to explain it in the next video. So similarly, the rest of the data can be populated based on your requirements. Now, autofill also helps in populating formulas across the table. So let's give a range because we do not have any data and we are using imaginary data. So once you do this and you select it and drag it across the table, even the formula gets copied because of autofill. The next example that we look at for the autofill function is a returns calculator. Now in a returns calculator, let us assume a business scenario where any money invested right now increases by 1.5 times after every 2 years. So now in this region, you want to populate years with a gap of 2 in between. Now Excel is capable of understanding patterns as well. So if we enter in 2016 here, and then if we select both these tables and drag it down, dates will be populated with a gap of 2 in between. Now, if we want to find out our returns by the end of 30 and we've got a constant incremental value as well with us, so then we should fill our initial investment here and we have to drag it down completely. Now this says 100, but we want to understand what we will get in 2030 after an incremental increase of 1.5 after every 2 years, for which we go to the home tab. Under the home tab, we go to fill. Under the fill, we go to series. Here, we put on and click on growth. Now, here is where you increase the amount by which the increment occurs. And once you do this and hit enter, the data automatically changes and is populated by the value as required incrementally. So, based on our business scenario, in the year 2030, you will end up with 2562 rupees. Another example that we can look at for autofill is allocating students in teams and filling in roll numbers, etc. So, if we've got a list of students over here and if we want to allocate them separately into teams or groups, then we can use the autofill function to fill the rest of the table in this region. Serial number can be populated with a series, as we have already discussed below. Excel recognizes series and patterns and fill the serial numbers automatically. Now, roll numbers need not necessarily be given in the number format, but can also be in an alphanumeric format. Still, Excel will understand the pattern and populate it itself. Now that we've done this, now if we notice, if we select these two and pull it down till the end, the entire team, the entire roll number list has been automatically populated. Now when we look at team allocation, again, we need to give a range. Say we have got teams of 5. Now what will happen is, if you pull this down and drag it below, it fills up numbers of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, but we do not want that. We want it to repeat back onto 1 and we want this to be cyclical. So I have explained in example number 1. We again go to File, we go to Options, we go to Advanced, and we create a custom list. So we hit on Edit Custom List and we import our selection that we have made currently. Now we want to allocate teams here. So we enter team 1, team 2, and we start dragging this down. But the one problem that we'll face is that, assume that we just have 5 teams and you want to allocate all the students across these 5 teams. So then what happens is, the increment is happening after 5 to 6, but what we want is this list has to be repopulated here. So for the same purpose, what we do is, as explained in example 1, we make a custom list by going to Options, Advanced, Edit Custom List, import this set of data, and now we pull the list down. We'll have an automatic custom list. Hence, we have the entire set of class allocated to their respective themes. Thank you very much and hope to see you soon with another tutorial video. Bye-bye.